Well, we are tanking with a difference today. Look at that bad boy. That is the smaller of the two tankers on the farm. I don't believe there is a sight glass on the front either. So I'm sure I just have to wait for the tow so I know it's full. Hauling tractor. There, that's it. That's the tow. It's all very different. Different fitting on here as well. Leave that there. Mucky hands already, good. Right, we're going tanking. I didn't think we'd be tanking again since the last time. It's been so wet. Anyway, yeah, the ditch needs a bit of attention. It is full. See the outlet pipe? Underwater. Sorry, Hearts, we can't have you on. Copyright. Oh, no, I've forgotten to do. There's no hydraulic changeover on this tanker, which is the main reason not using it. It's not the main reason, really. This was the main tanker on the farm, up until the other one arrived. Obviously a bit smaller, which is a good thing. We're not going to be as heavy, although we've got smaller tyres, so we're probably still putting down a similar footprint. Also, when Richard said about going tanking, so you can choose which tanker you take. The other one has been put away in the shed nice, and didn't have a power shaft on it. And I couldn't be bothered to go looking for one, so I just grabbed this one. I thought that will do me. Lovely job. I've never used this one, but it should be fairly self-explanatory. It is just a splash plate on the back. So we filled it up. All we've got to do is go and empty it. Easy as that. Well, we're spreading. You probably can't really see it because it is obviously just water. But it's coming out this side a lot more than it is this side. Not that that is really an issue. It does, however, sound like the pressure relief valve is going. But if I turn the power shaft off, look. I was going to say we lose all our pressure, but it doesn't look like we are. I'll leave it like that then. And now we are losing our pressure. I don't really know what to do here. Do I keep the power shaft on and that valve going nuts, or do I just let it trickle out like this? See, I've got no revs on whatsoever. We're in Eco, 540. Not a lot else I can do there to be more gentle with the power shaft. So this is a Marshall tanker. I believe it is around the 2,000 gallon mark. Might be a little bit smaller. Yeah, pretty simple tanker. It's got a decent pump on the front. It's got 2 manual fill ports and a splash plate on the back. As I say, it was more accessible in the shed. It had the power shaft on it. I'm never going to empty the ditch. It's just to take the pressure off of it a little bit. I couldn't see the point in spending time finding the power shaft, the other one, trying to eke it out the shed. I'd have probably had to move bale grab and various other things just to get it out. And by the time I'd done all that, I could have done a couple loads with this one. So that was my train of thought. Ground is holding up pretty well. We have had a bit of rain this morning. Yeah, this will be about as wet as it would get down along the bottom of this field here. Just about see a print where we've been, but no mud. All good in my book. I think the plate on the back must be biased one way because it's just throwing it all this way. Tiny little bit going that way. I reckon once upon a time there was a sight glass there. It looks like it's been welded up. So I guess we'll find out when we're empty because nothing will be coming out. That is nice on the other tanker is the big tube on the front. You know how much you've got left when you're going into hills and corners and whatnot. But it doesn't matter, this one works. Right, that is us empty. So what we'll do is we'll leave that as it is for now. When we get to the other end of the field, we'll shut the back outlet, which is on this electric spool here. We're coming in the top of the field up there, and we're going to go out down the bottom so we're not tracking back up to the same gateway all the time. Anyway, whilst we're going back to the gate, if you could do me a big favour and like the video, that would be insane. We are somewhere in the region of 200 subscribers away from 20,000. I would absolutely love to get there before Christmas. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please think about doing so. It is completely free. It will not cost you anything, and it will just, I don't know, make me hit my goal. Thank you very much. Right, load number 2 is in the tank. It's definitely quicker to fill, but then you do get like a third more or half a tank more in the bigger tanker. And some other good news. Abby is back on the farm. So Abby that works here, she actually came back last week whilst I was off gallivanting. By gallivanting I mean playing golf and not doing a lot else. So she broke her wrist at the beginning of September, again whilst I was away in Ireland. things some people will do just for a week off, I tell you. But no, she is back, and she's currently cleaning up the yard scrape because we've got all new rubber and bolts for it. So they're going to attack that one today, Abby and Rich. We've also got our calf buyer coming in approximately 5 minutes to pick up some more calves. We must have 30 odd beef calves in the shed there at the moment, so it'd be nice to clear them out a bit. I think we're down to somewhere around 26 or 7 left to calve, which is awesome. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel, the calving. If I'm being honest, I know we've calved well over 300 now. We're milking somewhere around the can I do quick maths? 330, 340 going through the parlour. And I don't really feel like we've ever been stupidly busy calving, which I know will annoy Rob massively if he sees this, because they had a very busy week whilst I was off in September, and whilst Abby was off as well. Rob, Rich, Millie and Rosie there for a week or so whilst we were both off. Don't worry, we won't be away that time next year. But yeah, I don't know whether it's just because it's gone so well, it doesn't feel like we've ever been ridiculously busy, or whether it's just because at 6 o'clock I go home and don't come back till the next morning. I don't know. Get around that corner a lot easier with this tanker, that's for sure. I don't really know how or why, but the tanker's running a lot better now with the power shaft on. The pressure relief valve isn't going mad, whether it was stuck one way or the other. So we're just nicely tickling along, spreading. Perfect. Right, second load empty. Pointer for home. We're home. Right, finished with that for the time being. Can you tell that these guys have been weaned? They're not happy about it. They want their milk back. Well, they got their ball to play with, so they'll be fine. So there's only, I think, a couple pens right at the end, and the 6 bulls still on milk.
So, Josh, why aren't you filming this on your GoPro?
It's a touchy subject.
Can you tell your fans about it, please?
Battery issues.
Battery issues.
Oh, have you got shit for points?
Got that too.
So he does want us to cut it off.
Yeah.
What if it's not working?
So I'm really sorry we've only
Now
just
we
started
have
filming
Josh,
for today,
we're trying
but
to sort them out.
Josh
So he said,
put
could
a
we
dead
run those
battery
through the
in the
collar?
camera before we went
What, the cat?
Yes.
Yeah. I said, yeah, we can do
jabbing heifers.
that. Have a jab, Millie. Yeah, I'm not going to do. Get her down.
It's like a speed shear.
More tail clipping.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rapid. 5 seconds. Look at that.
Can't have to go.
I feel like I lucked out on this one. What are you jabbing for?
Rich is doing BVD and I'm doing IBR. He's intramuscular and whatever they call the other one, under the skin. Well done, Emma, for going in there.
She's not very happy with you. Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
What are you stopping for?
Also really love the commitment to shaving her number, which we can really clearly see. Well done.
So, covered.
Is she supposed to be out of a cube, or is she supposed to be locked in?
That heifer should have been in one, but she's been jabbed.
Oh, she's the one we did in the cubicle. You already did that one?
Yes, I did. Well, hey. Right, we got ourselves some heavy duty brushes. See, the one in the middle is bigger, so that one goes there on the bottom. Here are the new calves behind us there. Now, I've never changed these. Is there any instructions? Right, I think I'm winning. Just gotta get them started and they should unscrew. So I think that one is. Old brush, new brush. Now these are heavy duty, so whether that'll make a difference, I might take all three out at once actually. I don't know if that only goes in one way. Yes, I would have thought so. Come on. This is odd. I must be doing something slightly wrong. This tool could be better. It is, that is a left-handed thread. How bizarre. Give my knuckles a nice brush whilst we're doing it. Now we're farming. Yeah, boys. Right, so that's old, that's old, that's old. Whoa, no! Didn't want that to happen. Right, we got one left. This has been a bit more fiddly than I thought it might be. This guy's a left-handed thread as well. I suppose they got to be opposite because they're turning against each other. Get the bristles to sit inside each other. Beauty! A lot of people ask how we get on with the brush. The brush is actually really good. Does a really good job of cleaning teats. So our cows are bedded up on sand, so they don't ever get dirty. Nothing sticks to them other than sand itself. So we're basically just using the brush to knock all the sand off the teats before milking them. Before the brush came along, the process was just a dry wipe with a paper towel. So the brush is marginally slower than that. But if you were dipping and wiping your cows, which a lot of people do, it's probably on about par time-wise. Clips back on like so. There's firm new bristles on there. Yeah, sand gets absolutely everywhere. So good to knock it off. And it's obviously good for the teats as well. Condition them. Rob was saying last week he thought he noticed the teats were softer. We've only started doing that routinely since the cows have been in at night. And there is a lot of sand sort of on the mats, on the floor, on the side of the parlour when you're milking now. So it does knock an awful lot of sand off their teats. Anyway, next job, I'm going to set up the foot bath. Just need to pull these gates around. Before I do, I'm just going to wash this down so that they've got a clean piece to run on before going through the foot bath later. Very satisfying washing this down. Lovely and clean. Changed all the rubbers on the scraper yesterday. So I don't know how far you can see back that way if I get out of the way. It's all nice and shiny. So yeah, it's doing a much better job. We had worn them out completely. It was running on metal. So it's losing a lot of muck out the sides and underneath and whatever. Another good job done. Right, that is better. Foot bath is all filled up, ready for later. Just got to put the formalin in before we start milking. Just whilst I'm here, we had Tyler from Scent Hub come out a couple of weeks ago and sort of measure up for putting in a drafting gate. So I'd spoken to him online and had a phone call with him, and we sort of come to the idea that this would be the best space to put it, and so he came out to have a measure up. We have to get rid of that because whatever we put here will be proud of that wall, so that doesn't make any odds. So we can get rid of that post. It's only bolted to the ground and the roof, and those two gates. And then where this wall starts here will be the start of the new sort of race, if you like. I can't remember what it was. I think it's about 20 feet of race before the actual gate. But what would happen is essentially that gate would go, that post would go, and this gate would go, but this post onwards would stay. And in the place here you'd have a race and an auto drafting gate. That way then we can split cows out into that pen there for AI, because they actually go into the old parlour behind that door when we AI them, or when they will be AI'd. So we had that sort of measured up. Tyler said that would work absolutely fine, so you'd have a pen there, and if you wanted to, you could have a second draft on it so that you put another lot in a pen there if you had, say, AIs and lame cows, if you wanted to pick 2 lots out or whatever. Or if you're picking out cows for dry off and lameness or dry off or whatever, that would work. We could then probably incorporate the foot bath into it somehow, whether we did it off the end as they leave or beforehand to slow them down before the gate. That was one thing Tyler said, is you need to have them funneled in a nice single file line before the gate for, you know, as much distance as you can really, and then they go through the gate nicely and it works proper. We haven't got any form of drafting facility at the moment. There's no, I mean, we've got the ice robotics cubes on the cows, but with their gate we want to put in a sensor one. Well, that's the one we've had priced up and measured up for. You'd either have to put a ear tag in, so a EID tag, electric tag, or use their collars. The Senseb collars are fantastic. We had them on the dairy farm I was on before, and if I was spending my money, that is what I would buy. And I'm sure they will be here one day, but for now we're not going to have the collars obviously, but for now we won't have collars. We're on a fairly fresh batch of cubes at the moment, so we either look at it probably for next year if we can get it on the grant and putting in the tags and the gate, unless anyone's got any marvellous idea that is any different, and then maybe one day go to the collars. What Tyler did say is if you put in the gate, you have to have the computer bit with it that the collars speak to anyway. So if you're going to go to the collars one day, you put the gate and the computer in, and it's all there ready for when you make the move to the collars. So that would work. Anyway, good job done this morning vaccinating. The water barrels are just filling up behind me there. I've changed the brushes on the teat brush. That's another job I wanted to get done, so that is good. We're going to vaccinate the cows this afternoon, so me and Abby will milk and Rob will do them out in the locking yokes, a bit like I did with the tails the other day. We'll lock them all up and then he'll just go down and jab them all twice. They're having 2 jabs, one for BVD and one for IBR. They're 2 diseases that are linked to fertility, so well worth doing. Well, they're well worth doing anyway, even more so on a block calving unit. So this is what we're using, Risperdal IBR inactive. Comes in various size packs there for however many cows you have. And then this is the Bovella, so this is BVD. And that one, I think that one's live. Or the ones that we gave the heifers were live anyway. Because you've got to mix it up. I don't know the routine off the top of my head, but when you start an animal on a routine like IBR, BVD, and possibly some others, you give them a live vaccine to start with, and then follow it up with an inactive, so a dead one, fairly soon, and then they can go on to like an annual booster of an inactive one. But anyway, this goes under the skin, so subcutaneous. That is the IBR, and then the Bovella BVD goes intramuscular, so in the backside of the cow. You also saw me clip up the last few tails, so that is done. Just put that battery in the box so I know where it is. These clippers here are actually my own. They're very, very good.
So cows going through the foot bath. Hi ladies. Let's go find Joshy and Abby. There's Abby. Oh, maybe my treat will cheer you up.
Alright.
I feel like we need to be more forgiving that Josh isn't great with charging his camera, because I've just turned it on to do some filming and it's got about 30% battery and it's just died, so that's no fun. Basically what I was saying was, earlier if you saw, we were jabbing and the gun was broken. This bit here, I think, no, this bit on top, part of it completely snapped off, so it isn't doing as it should be now. So I went to Small Avon, got a different gun, got the wrong gun, and then I've just gone back to Small Avon again and got a new gun. So after 2 trips, we have hopefully now got the right gun to be able to continue vaccination the milking herd this afternoon. I've also bought Josh's favourite, oh my gosh, I just broke the packet. I've also just bought Josh's favourite, a little donut treat on a Tuesday afternoon.
Right cows, time to be released. Love your work, Juno. Keep it up. Right, Rob has vaccinated all these cows this afternoon, but they're locked in. GoPro's run out of battery again. There should be a handle here somewhere. Nearly a two-handed job. Some of them are quite tight. Is there a handle here? I really need to get better at finishing videos. I blame the dog, really. He is the genius behind JM Farming. But anyway, we vaccinated all the cows. It's now dark at 5:30 in the evening, which is really depressing, but it is what it is. And yeah, good job done. We're about 3 weeks away from the start of breeding, so we're probably 10 days away from the cows coming in full time. There'll be something else going on then, and yeah, it's all tickety-boo. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one.